A member of Eisern Jungfrau, the 7th District Repentance Enforcement Agency of the Great Court of Heaven. Oh, well, that's a mouthful. Chief Inquisitor, ranked Archbishop, first class, goes by the name of Duranor, or I guess you could say Delanor of the 10 Wedges, or Death Sentence Delanor. Or Dianor. I guess for the English version I'm gonna go with Delanor. She gets the name Death Sentence because though Inquisitors normally judge their targets to determine whether they deserve the death penalty or not, Delanor, as the Chief Inquisitor, is only dispatched after a case has been vigorously inspected by the Great Court. There's like a totally different faction over here, so not only do we have like witches and demons, we have these Inquisitors of the Great Court? Wait, is there like a Great Court of detective fiction around here? Since she's Nox. Therefore, the very act of dispatching her is equivalent to a death sentence. Her father was a legendary Inquisitor, but he broke the rules and was executed. She was the one who interrogated and executed him. Eesh. Since that time, she has stopped growing, and both her body and mind remain eternally those of a young girl. It is whispered that her heart also died at the moment, but she does not see it that way. Why is it that lately we have like witches whose bodies just didn't grow yet? We had Lambda, Delta, and Ben Castel. And now we have Erika and Delanor. Lambda and Ben Castel, they surely have their preferences, I guess. Her primary weapons are the conceptual arms Red Key and Blue Key. Uh-oh. They take the form of a long sword and a short sword. Delanor Inoxe. Aren't you just the cutest little thing that I've seen for an entire week? Although I'm not quite fond of your costume, like down south there, little lady. Do you have? Is this the only thing that you wear? Even though the atmosphere in the space could be cut with a knife. She introduced herself in a neat and frank manner. Ah yeah, also, since we are here, might as well go for here. We've read Erika's human side profile, but what about the witch side? Ben Castel's double and servant. Also a piece who has manifested in the human world. Hold on a second. Okay, I think that now it's all good. Also a piece who has manifested in the human world. Because she is human, she cannot use magic and the like. However, because she is in contact with Ben Castel in a higher world, and can appeal to her to use higher world miracles and authority on her behalf. It would probably be no exaggeration to call for Erika a human capable of wielding the power of witch. Half human, half witch. Though Ben Castel, through Ben Castel, she has been given the detective's authority while on the game board. Therefore, even though she is an outsider to the Ushirmiya family, she possesses the right to demand full attention from everyone when speaking, the right to advance proceedings, and the right to investigate the crime scene before the police arrive, as well as many other special abilities. She gets pleasure from the process of solving riddles, but her greatest joy comes from using their victory to sneer at others. How lovely. Her out-of-place appearance, completely different from those of the demons and witches, felt blatantly odd and had a kind of severity to it.
そなたとは初対面であるが、噂はかねがね聞いておるぞ。故に、初対面という気は全くせぬでな。
こちらこそミス・ベアトリッチェ。アイゼルネ・ユングフラウはあなたについての詳細な資料を600ページにまとめました。それに常に目を通していますので、私も初対面の気がしません。
地獄の書記官なら600ページを6文字でまとめてみせるわ。
お伺いします。
近寄るな危険で6文字だ。
それは良きまとめです。帰還しましたら、あなたの資料を敬意を表して2文字を加え、8文字でまとめます。エクセキュート。
キュートとは
Yep. And by the end of it all, you, Erika, will be summarized in 2 words of 4 and 5 letters. Sore loser. Funny. I was thinking of similar summary for you too. Grando loser.
世辞が過ぎるぞ、客人め。
それでは続けましょう。ミス・ベアトリーチェ、首席異端審問官ドラノール、謹んでお相手いたします。
わらわは初手を終えているぞ。そこのフルドエリカの青きくさびが抜けないならば、とぼとぼと展開に帰っていつもの退屈な藩公使の仕事を再開するとよい。
このくさびとやら頼みます。
I mean, even if you can remove it, there's plenty more where they came from. I may not have a grasp on the narrative and the layers of the story, but I sure as hell can conjure up many ideas to defend Nazi. I know a thing or two about defending people. So let's get jiggy with it.
ベアトリーチェさん、この程度でチェックメイトのつもりらしいので。
After making a show of tapping the blue wedge that pierced her with her finger, Erika shrugged as though taunting Beatrice.
ベアトリーチェ。大丈夫。少しからかってやるだけだ。なーに。いざとなったら、金蔵の亡霊をひっつかんで好きに逃げ出す。この部屋からいつだってどこへだって、わらわは自由自在よ。
無駄です。
ほう。
私に出会ったらそれが終焉です。逃しません。誰も逃げられない。
確かにお父様が突然目を覚ましてどこかへ行ってしまった可能性は否定できないわ。でもね、それはありえないって断言できるのよ。なぜかわかる？わかるわけもありません。あなたがこの扉の前で一晩中当主様が外へ出ないことを見張ってたとでも言うのですか？見張っていたわ。
Uh-oh. The receipt from the first game.
この子がね。
金家、謹んで申し上げる。
But another one? Okay, this place is seriously getting crowded here.
この扉より出入ること叶わぬと知るべしと申し上げ奉る。英死体、書斎扉の封鎖を命じる者なりや。
The doors to heaven open with a strong and relenting radiance like the sun's. And Delanor's subordinates appeared. Their wards were clad in a red truth and cut off the witch's method of escape.
シエスタ410、ここに。
Hey! 410! It's nice to see you. Why are you sitting near that girl?
シエスタ45、ここに。大ベアトリーチェ卿、ご無沙汰しております。同盟協定1516号および天界大法院の要請に基づき出動いたしました。以後のご無礼をお詫びします。書斎扉を照準封鎖したに。
Yeah. 410, why?
扉に近づかない方がいいと思いますね。
金家、重ねて申し上げる。書斎扉は昨晩23時から現在まで一度たりとも開かれなかったこと重ねて申し上げ奉る。
And I guess that there is one piece of evidence to show that it is Eva's receipt.
何ですかその紙切れは。何の変哲もないレシートよ。でもね、このただの紙切れがあんたの嘘を立証しちゃうのよ。
エヴァは昨べあんたが書斎から出てきた時隙を見て 書斎の扉の隙間にレシートを挟んどったんや。そしてそれは今ルドルフ君が扉を開けてくれた時に落ちたんや。
どういう意味かわかる？つまりね、昨夜の23時から現在までお父様がこの扉を開けたということはありえないということ。
なんだって。
ルドルフ、窓の鍵は閉まっていたのよね。
ああ、だからガラスを破ったんだ。
他の窓も全て施錠されているわ。構造上外から閉めることはできない。
緊急謹んで申し上げる。窓は全て施錠されていたと知り立てますれ。衛士隊よ、全ての窓を封鎖したまえ。
アイゼルネ・ユングフラウの名において衛士隊に禁止兵器使用の許可を与えるものなり。
Jesus, they just keep coming and coming. Alright, well... First of all, your red truth in regards to the windows. It is vague. The windows were all locked, but one blue truth that can come out of it is that the windows were not locked all the time, from 11 PM till current time. Also, we don't know yet if the door and windows are the only means of escaping the study, so there's also that.
了解であります。全体禁止兵器赤色弾頭使用許可。起動コード転送開始。
バスが通らないに。410、キャプスロックを解除してもう一度。
Yeah, that can happen.
シエスタ隊は書斎扉並びに全窓を小銃封鎖完了。
Little do they know that I was the one who pressed the caps button.
物理、概念、他一切の通過が認められた場合、無警告で射撃することを大ベアトリーチェ卿に警告するであります。
大天使衛星4機よりデータリンク。誘導方式氷結型概念誘導。しかも赤色弾頭ときたに。撃墜不能、回避不能、生存不能。ベアトリーチェ卿でもコッパみじんに。
The Chister troops had laid down a pinpoint blockade over the door and all the windows. Escape will no longer be permitted through any of these.
これはわらわが歓迎するはずがされているのはわらわではないか。シエスタ姉妹まで引き連れての表敬訪問とは恐れ入る。
緊急退路遮断を完了したこと謹んで申し上げ立てまする。上司ドラノール、今こそ罪を断ちて清めたまえ。ご苦労でした、ミス・ベアトリーチェ。あなたの退路立たせていただきました。扉からも出られず窓からも出られない。だからもう逃さない。
これ式でわらわを閉じ込めたつもりか。
Alright. First of all, there may still be ways of escape. Maybe there's a chimney for Kinzo to escape through. I could also make the case for hidden passages or trapdoors, but they're probably gonna use the commandments for that one. I mean, even without that, there's plenty of other ideas that I can think of. Like maybe Kinzo is still hiding somewhere in the room, even as we speak. Or maybe it was impossible for him to escape from 11 PM at night onwards. But he may very well could have escaped when the doors opened for the first time, like right now. And Kinzo sneakily went out of the study when the humans entered, and we left the door open. Hell, maybe he was never inside the study to begin with, from 11 PM onwards. He was somewhere else on the island. And there's plenty of ideas that we can conjure for this. Let's see. because during heaven her subordinates surrounded a witch. And the subordinates used a powerful barrier to cut off Beato's benevolent escape. Demons prefer to fight, and as a result, they sometimes allow their victims to escape. However, angels prefer to block off passages to escape, and as a result, they eradicate their targets without fail. Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess we can see them as angels in this case. Interesting.
つまりこの書斎は夏日姉さんが昨夜就寝前のご挨拶とやらから。
The heavenly angels and gods of the detective vision. Of the detective fiction, eh?
ルドルフが扉を開けるまでの間、完全に密室だったということよ。
ならお父さんがここにおらなあかんはずや。しかしお父さんの姿は影も形もない。こらどういうこっちゃというわけや。
落ち着けと何度も言っておる。扉と窓を塞いだだけでこのベアトリーチェを閉じ込めたつもりなどと少子千万。金蔵、遊ぶつもりだったがどうやら客人にその気はないようだ。引き際を誤らぬうちに失礼させてもらおうぞ。
この命惜しくはないが夏日のためにまだ死ねぬでな。
Beato waved her pipe and the air was split vertically. Then, a pitch-black gate appeared there and slowly opened. It was a warp portal, the same as the pitch-black holes that got used.
わらわの資料にはこう書かれていたはずだ。神出鬼没。どこへでも現れ、どこへでも消えるとな。わらわがある限り金蔵を捉えることなど不可能よ。
The pitch-black gate opened. That gate led from everywhere into nowhere. Both Beato and Kinzo would be sent to a place where no one could catch them. A place where no one could set foot, much less chase after them.
ここは後宮家当主の書斎ですよ。そしてお父様が直々に設計に携われた部屋でもあります。扉を経ずとも外に出る仕掛けがあったとしても何の不思議もないとは思いませんか。
そうだ、そうですとも。親方様が隠し扉を持ってたとしても何の不思議もありません。
隠し扉？へえ、そんなものがどこにあるのよ。
Devil's proof. We don't have to prove the existence of a hidden door. It is your job to disprove it.
それがわからないから秘密の隠し扉なのですよ。この屋敷にはお父様しかご存じない仕掛けや秘密の扉がいくつもあります。直接見たものはおりませんが、この屋敷の人間なら皆うすうすは知っています。そうですね。
はい。
親方様しかご存じない隠し通路があると確かに昔からささやかれております。
確かに金蔵さんはそういう類の仕掛けは好きそうですな。
しかも秘密の隠し扉でございますからね。私たちごときが探しても見つからぬのは無理もないこと。
なるほど、悪魔の証明ってわけね。私たちにはこの部屋に隠し扉が存在する可能性を否定できない。
そんなのでたらめよ、でっち上げよ。お父様の死を隠してる嘘がバレそうだからってよくもそんなことを。
そうやぜ。この書斎のどこに隠し扉があるんや。その存在を証明してみんかい。
証明不要。悪魔の証明であるぞ。隠し扉の存在は発見不能にして否定不能。よって金蔵がこの書斎より 隠し扉で脱出した可能性を誰も否定することはできぬのだ。
この部屋に隠し扉が存在することを許しません。
Ooh. I almost cut the hair on my head. Even though I have no hair, because I'm a skeleton. Yo! Battle's Blue Witch, which had been fired off as a farewell gift, was crushed with a flash of Delanor's longsword, and the pitch black gate was crushed as well. And it wasn't just crushed visibly and physically. From that moment onwards, the warp portal which conceptualized hidden doors had been destroyed forever.
どうして書斎の主でなければゲームマスターでもないそなたが赤き真実を。
Because she's using the commandments as red truths. She's not really using red truths pertaining to the story per se, but red truths that pertain to detective fiction in general. Which means no hidden doors allowed. I had a feeling that was gonna happen.
その上何か隠し扉の存在を許さぬとは。
それがミステリーだからです。ノックス第3条秘密の通路の存在を禁ず。ミステリーはね、隠し扉など存在してはいけないのです。あしからず。
この世に我らの神を除いて他に一切の神はなく、一切の隠し扉は存在しません。存在してはなりません。させません。我らの神への冒涜です。
魔女も呆れる傲慢よ。呆れを通り越して痛快であるわ。
来たわね、魔女を貫く銃のくさび。相変わらず聞いていて惚れ惚れする暴論だわ。
愚かね。悪魔の証明なんてあやふやで、これまでは全てを逃れてきたのでしょうけど、ドラノールの前にもはやその手は通用しないわよ、ベアトリーチ
ェ。やはりあなたも凡白の魔女と変わりないです。失望します。
ベアト、やはりすんなり逃がしてくれる相手ではなさそうだぞ。
どうかもてなしてくださいな、ベアトリーチェさん。客人にお茶くらい出してほしいものです。三流で結構ですから。さあ、この密室書斎からどうやって金蔵さんが脱出したのか、青き真実で私に教えてください。
よかろう。ほいずらかくでないぞ。金蔵が扉より抜け出した後、レシートの仕掛けに気づき、元の場所に正確に戻した可能性があるぞ。
The thing is, though, it has been stated in red that the door never opened from 11 p.m. till now.
すでに赤で否定済みです。書斎扉は23時以降一度たりとも開かれていません。
Alright.
金蔵は希代の魔術師で発明家かもしれぬぞ。体を霧にする薬を発明して鍵穴から抜け出したのかもしれぬ。
Wow. We are really going all in, huh? Okay, well... Delanor is going to be using one of the commandments. The one that says that no supernatural agencies are allowed. Or the one with the long scientific explanation and such, so... I don't think that stuff like that is gonna work. Well, I think that we're gonna have to think of something more complex than that. Not complex in a scientific way, but we gotta think more logically here.
そのような薬は存在しません。 存在してはいけません。
あるいはテレポート装置を発明していたかもしれぬぞ。その可能性とて悪魔の証明で否定不能であろうが。
そのような機会も存在しません。存在することも許しません。
この世のすべての薬物をそなたは調べられるのか。未知の科学装置の存在を否定できるのか。できるわけがない。それが悪魔の証明。そなたにその存在を否定できるのだ。
繰り返します。神の名においてそのような薬も機械も存在させません。未来永劫存在することも許しません。
未来とな。ほうほう、そなたは人類の未来さえも否定してみせるというのか。
ノックス第4条です。未知の薬物および難解な科学装置の使用を禁ず。
Darn. I guess since they're gonna use all the 10 commandments and such, we're not. I guess we can also rule out the possibility of a Chinaman existing in our group, huh?
人類の進化と未来が持ち得る知識と技術は我が神が決定します。そしてその存在の否定を永遠に宣告されました。よって未来永劫そのような技術の存在は許しません。許されません。
Beto and Delanor had just gone through a massive exchange of red and blue. However, not only had Delanor not taken any damage, she also showed no signs of fatigue. Beto might have been a fearsome witch, but blood flowed through her veins and she did breathe. She felt both pain and fatigue. But Delanor was like a doll made of marble. She felt no fatigue, no pain, no hesitation. Even if Beto's sharp wedges had aimed right for Delanor's eyes, she wouldn't have shut them. No, it was doubtful whether she even blinked in the first place.
ベアトリッチェ、しっかり。
噂には聞いていたが、最悪の相性だな。
Nah, we only just started. Come on. We need to use our great souls accordingly.
夢も希望も未来の可能性さえ許さんとは、神々の傲慢恐れ入る。さすがは魔女狩り執行人。生涯酒を酌み交わすことは叶いそうにないぞ。
Even the strikes which had defeated Beller over and over, absolutely no effect on Delanor. She had expected it already more or less, but she didn't expect to be repelled so easily.
難敵だな。
おやおや、天下のゴールドスミスも老いぼれたか。そなたの口からそのような言葉が出てくるなど、夜空に彗星を2つ迎えるより珍しい。
老いぼれどころか、とうに死んでいるでな。
そうであったな。すまんが、もうしばらくそうはさせぬぞ。
Beto experienced something she'd only rarely felt during her entire life. It was probably what we call hardship. As Nazi tried to comfort her, Beto quietly brushed aside her hand, and she regained her posture again, showing off her witch's pride and her continued readiness to fight.
それで終わりですか？私が出向くまでもなかった失望です。
まだであるぞ。今のはほんの小手調べ。そなたの手の内を探ったに過ぎぬわ。
意図愚かなりや。身の程を知りたまえ、黄金の魔女。
ベアトリーチェ卿。
Beto's expression became tense once again. No longer was there any trace of mischief. The mood changed.
もはや遊びの時間は終わりだ。行くぞ。ならば 金蔵が書斎の出入りをしなかったことを認めようぞ。そなたの密室を受け入れようではないか。
金慶、ベアトリーチェは攻撃法を変更したこと申し上げ立てまつる。
Beatrice, who had until then thoroughly resisted the idea that a locker room existed, did an about-face. She declared that she would accept that proposition. Of course, this didn't mean that she had surrendered. This was a new attack of battles. Eleanor noticed this and readied herself.
どういうこと？密室を破ろうとしてるのに、どうしてベアトリーチェ卿は密室を認めるに？多分この部屋以外の場所で金蔵の存在を主張するつもりです。大ベアトリーチェ卿のワープポータル再起動を確認。
夏日は金蔵と書斎で話をしたと主張しているが、対面で話をしたとまでは言っておらぬ。
Okay, so we're going with that idea. Yeah, sounds lovely. This one should be pretty difficult to disprove.
すなわち金蔵が書斎以外の場所にいたとしても会話が成立すれば矛盾はないわ。
After bouncing at an erratic angle, the witch's stake pierced the top of Delanor's foot.
とろいわあなた。足の甲いっただけ。
夏日はこの書斎で内線電話を使い、別の場所にいる金蔵と会話をしていたのだ。親族たちを嫌う金蔵が書斎に立ち入られることを予見して別の場所に避難していたとしても何の不思議もないわ。おそらくそれは隠し屋敷クワドリアンかもしれぬぞ。
The power of Bato's blue truth began to dwell in the stake of Asmodeus, piercing the top of Delanor's foot, changing the stake into a blue wedge. Lovely. And we can go with the idea that, hey, maybe Natsuki herself thought that Kienzo wasn't the study, when in actuality he was someone else.
うまい。筋は通るね。
青き真実、有効であります。
A cyclone of gold butterflies swept up with Bato at its center. The magical power of the pitch black gate that had been smashed was once again refilled. She could hold Delanor off there somehow. This time, she would be able to warp Kienzo out of the study, all the way to Quadorian. Delanor moved clumsily, trying to pull the blue wedge out of her foot. But it didn't even budge. Of course, Bato didn't miss this chance. No witch would.
さらに行くぞ、覚悟せよ。夏日の言う金蔵が金蔵本人を刺さない可能性がある。夏日の言う金蔵とはこの部屋の別称かもしれぬぞ。
Wait, what?
金蔵はクワドリアンに避難していて連絡不能。
I guess for a split second I was thinking of Battler there, but I mean, I guess that can work too.
夏日はこの部屋をお父様と呼び、この部屋で瞑想することで金蔵より啓示を受けているつもりになっていたのかもしれぬ。
動きを止めたわね。もうあんたの負けよ。
The supposed blue wedge pierced the base of Delanor's neck. Of course, even this didn't cause her to flinch, but her movements were restricted even further.
面白い。それで終わりですか？
前菜にスープで終わってはコースとは呼ばぬ。メインディッシュからデザートまで一気に食らって腹をぶちまけて死ね。密室ゆえに脱出不可能というならまだこの部屋に隠れている可能性だって否定できぬわ。隠し扉ではないぞ。例えばベッドの下とか天井裏とか。
Nice. Okay, we're going with that one too. Alright, how about that one, Delanor?
悪魔さえ知り得ない。それでいて実にさりげない死角に隠れているかもしれぬな。あるいは金蔵より特別に自分の代行を命じられた夏日は自らを当主代行であると同時にもう一人の金蔵だと自覚したかもしれぬ。つまり夏日が同時に金蔵でもあるという可能性だ。まだまだあるぞ。金蔵は昨夜の23時の時点で窓から脱出していたのだ。
Nice. Yeah, that is also a possibility. Kinzo escaped out the window, and Natsuhi decided to lock the window, and they remained shut up until this point. In which case, I have a new idea too. Kinzo left the study at exactly 1 p.m., like 11 p.m. for the door, right before Natsuhi closed it for good.
そして夏日がそれを見届け窓に施錠をした。これでも何の問題もないぞ。いや、むしろ一番美しい青き真実ではないのか。どうだ、ドラノルエノックス。この密室より脱出する方法などいくらでもあるわ。
我が主に立てつく愚かさを知れ。お前には何の反論の必要もない。そのまま破れて永遠に眠れ。
The Seven Sisters appear from Bato's golden tornado, one after another, and they pierced Delanor with blue wedges. 4 blue wedges were buried into her neck, her chest, her gut, and her thigh, including the one buried into the top of her foot. She had been pin-cushioned by 5 stakes.
ベアトリーチェ様、私の出番は？
他にも思いついたら使ってやる。今は静かにしておれ。どうか魔女狩り人ドラノール。魔女を次々串刺しにして火にくべてきたそなたが逆に魔女に串刺しにされるのはどのような気持ちか。
They were all ridiculous arguments, but they came fiercely one after another. Though a total of 5 wedges pierced down on her, her expression didn't change in the slightest. However, her movements had indeed been limited.
ひゅー、さすが魔女は怖いに。へりくつじゃ勝てんに。ノックス10か条にも抵触しません。有効です。
見事です、ベアトリーチェ。この書斎が無人で密室だったとしても、それだけでお父様の存在を否定させるわけにはいきません。
波の相手ならこれで決まりと思うところだがな。だがあやつはドラノール、首席異端審問官。実戒を破った自分の父さえ切り伏せた冷酷女よ。金蔵、今のうちに。
Now that Delanor had been pinned down, this was their last chance to recover their magical power and escape. Once again, a pitch-black gate began to rise slowly in front of Battle and Kinzo. And though the gate had once been opened by simply drawing in the air, it wasn't so easy to study now, filled as it was with the power of denial.
いかがですか、皆さん。この書斎のことをどう問おうとも、お父様のご健在を揺るがすことなどできないのです。
おやおや、おっしゃいますね。あなたも、そして私も、この戦いの一部であることを忘れない方がいいですよ。私に魔女と戦うことはできませんが、あなたと戦うことはできます。
Erika grinned at Natsuhi with a smile more demonic than the real demons. Oh?
夏日さん、重ねてお伺いしますが、あなたは昨夜確かにこの部屋で後宮金蔵さんと お話ししたんですね。
ええ、一日の報告とお休みのご挨拶をしておりましたと何度も言っております。
おかしなことを聞きますが、あなたの潔白を証明するための大切なことですので、はぐらかさずにお願いします。あなたの言う金蔵さんとは、私たちの認識する後宮金蔵さんですね。その名を持つ別の人物、別の存在ということはありませんね。
よくおっしゃる意味がわかりません。
つまりこういうことよ。お父様亡き後、この部屋自体をお父様と呼んでたりするなんてことはないのって聞いてるのよ。あんたはお父様にお休み前に一日の報告をしていたなんて言ってたわね。それはお父様という名の書斎で一人一日の報告を壁に向かってしていたという意味じゃないの？
無礼な、そんなことはありません。お父様はお父様です。健在でいらっしゃいます。そして確かに昨夜、私はここで報告とお休みの挨拶をさせていただきました。何のごまかしも言い逃れもありません。
なるほど。では私の言葉が復唱できますか？あなたが何のごまかしもまやかしもないというなら、私の言葉が復唱できるはずです。
いいでしょう。何でも復唱します。
復唱要求。後宮夏日は昨夜23時、この部屋で後宮金蔵と確かに同室して会話しました。
Whoa, wait, what the hell are you doing?
私、後宮夏日は昨夜23時、この部屋で後宮金蔵と確かに同室して会話しました。
グッド。では最後にお聞きします。まさか夏日さん、その後に金蔵さんを窓から放り出して自ら窓を閉めて施錠した。それでも筋が通っちゃいますので。
どうして私がお父様を窓から追い出さなくてはならないのですか？程があります。愚弄にも程があります。
金慶、謹んで申し上げ奉る。夏日の指す金蔵とは後宮金蔵以外のいかなるものも意味しないこと、謹んで申し上げる。
Whoa, 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 whoa. What the hell? What is going on here? How can you use that as real truth?
金慶、謹んで申し上げ奉る。夏日は書斎にて23時に金蔵と対面したことを主張するものなり。
Natsuki let out a cry, but it was too late. She had completely risen to their provocation. The blue wished to the foot representing a telephone discussion. The blue wished to the neck representing the study itself being called Kinzo. The blue wished to the gut representing Natsuki herself being called Kinzo. The blue wished to the fire representing Natsuki letting Kinzo escape out the window and locking it afterwards. The four of them shattered with the sound of thin glass. Because Natsuki, the one who knew the truth, had denied them, those denials had gained the power of the red truth. Whoa, hold on. It was stated in red that she claimed that she was face to face with Kinzo. It doesn't necessarily mean that it is true. The fact that she claims such a thing is true. Yeah, she did it right in front of, right in front of Erika. But her claim can be a lie, right? But I guess on the flip side, if I'm to deny that, that would imply that she did not meet Kinzo at this point, which would help their case as well. Wow. Despite Kinzo's absence from this locked room, Bato had introduced 5 ways that Kinzo could exist. Natsu had carelessly destroyed the premises behind 4 of those herself. Only one edge remained. In other words, this was the last blue truth which could bury the contradiction of Kinzo existing as study at 11 o'clock, but not existing there later after it had become a locked room. There was only the fury that pierced down on his chest. Kinzo is hiding somewhere in this room. With his theory, even if Kinzo wasn't present in this locked room of study, he could exist here. If this wedge of Satan's were to be crushed, their chances of escaping this room would become hopelessly dim. Eleanor slowly grasped the final wedge, which still pierced her chest. Her vice-like grip seemed to be causing Satan intense pain, as though all the bones in her body were being broken.
残るくさびはこの1本だけです。この部屋のどこかに金蔵が隠れているというものでしたね。
そのすべてを探偵である私が探しました。それでも見つからないなら、一体どこに隠れていると
No. Just because you searched the room, it doesn't necessarily mean that you searched every single little nook and cranny, like imaginable. It can be possible that you missed a spot. With the final wedge still sticking out her chest, Eleanor slowly approached Bato. If this wedge was taken out, then...
お聞きします。一体金蔵がこの書斎のどこに隠れていると
さーてな、ベッドの下かもしれんぞ。
探索済みです。
バスタブの中かもしれん。
探索済みです。
クローゼットの中、机の下。
He could be inside that armor too.
カーテンの束の中。
探索済みです。済みです。済みです。
Oh.
本棚の裏、戸棚の裏、絨毯の裏、床裏、天井裏、
Jesus.
壁紙の裏、ソファーの中に椅子の中、ベッドの中に布団の中に壁の中、石の中、岩の中、部屋の中。
On top of the chandelier, inside the green bottle, at the bottom of Jack Daniels, behind the portrait of Beatrice, under an anime body pillow.
済みです。済みです。済みです。済み済み済みですですです。済み済み済み済み済み済み済み済みですですです。
Oh God.
Died death. Sentence to death. Great Equalizer is the death.
Oh God. No occasions would work against Eleanor by this point. Eleanor took Bato's final desperate onslaught head on, turning everything back with a far stronger power of denial. Whew! You have quite the spunk there, Eleanor. Smack them down. Beat them down with overwhelming force. No longer is there any place in the study for Kinzo to escape. Bato was blown back like a leaf dancing in the wind. Knocked around over and over again like an empty can lying on a road. By now, no matter how many times Bato used the blue truth, he won't be able to defeat Eleanor's red truth.
情けないもんですね、魔女なんて。 無限の言い逃れで真実をごまかし続けるだけ。ドラノールの言葉を私も借ります。失望ですよ、ベアトリーチェさん。
Erika coldly delivered this decisive words to Battle, who was crawling on the ground.
探偵権限。探偵は全ての現場を検証する権利を持つ。そして私は権利を行使しました。よって宣言します。この部屋に金蔵さんはいません。そして部屋の密室も完璧です。以上の2点から断言します。この部屋はずっと無人です。夏日さんが金蔵さんに昨晩ここで会ったと嘘をついていたのです。以上、これでチェックメイトです、ベアトリーチェさん。いかがです？ただこの部屋が存在するだけでフルドエリカはこの程度の推理が可能です。いかがでしょうか、皆様方。
At these words, the final wedge shattered, and at the same time, the pitch black gate which was about to open shattered once again. And this time, the warp portal had been completely destroyed. No longer would Kinzo be permitted to exist in this room, or escape from it. Nah, we're not done yet. Like, okay. Maybe Kinzo is not here. And he was not here from 11 PM till the doors opened. But Kinzo could have very well escaped by sneaking through the study door, like after everyone else entered, like right now. Or it can be that Kinzo somehow managed to escape the study, like right before Natsuki closed it. What about the windows? Like, I'm still not convinced by the red truth in regards to the windows. Were they always closed from 11 PM till now? Were they closed before 11 PM? Like, was Natsui even aware of Kinzo's escape in the first place? Well, we can keep this all day, you know. Beto struggled to her feet, but that was the best she could do. She no longer had the energy to fight. She had taken all the denying red head on from close range. It was all she could do to withstand the pain. It was so strong it felt like she'd vomit all up all her insides. Even Beto, who had held the monopoly on the title strongest and most evil witch all this time, couldn't do a thing against the witch hunter. No matter how sturdy a sandcastle built on the beach, he can never win against the rising tide.
やっぱ相手が悪い。
ベアトリーチェ、感謝するぞ。恨み残りし私のためによくぞここまで戦ってくれた。
四季を悟ると走馬灯が見えるってのは本当らしいな。そなたの若かりし日々の面影を思い出してしまったぞ。腹が立つくらいバトラに似ておったな。
私の魂もそして当主の資格も今や全てバトラが受け継いでおるわ。もはや何の未練もなし。
バトラ、すまぬ。そなたと再び戦おうと誓いながらこの程度で手じまいとは無念だ。
To Beto, It seemed as though Beller had met her gaze. Oh? There was no way he could have. This Beller was the peace Beller. There was no way he could see battle in this higher level world. However, his eyes really did meet hers. Even though they couldn't have. Battle was sure they did. As Ericom, Eva and the others closed in on Natsume, questioning her over and over. Only Beller stood apart from that tumult. His expression held none of the enthusiasm and excitement that the other humans had. He just piercingly and coldly surveyed the scene. And the expression on his face was a quiet displeasure, anger. He wasn't feeling compassion for Natsume because her lie was about to be exposed. However, he couldn't forgive Ericom, who was simply enjoying the intellectual rape of cornering Natsume, or any of the people going along with her. Then, he whispered softly.
ダメだな。